welcome back to my channel, and thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Daniel. I'm your host, your guy in a wheelchair.
Guy in a chair.
And today, since it's spooky animation today, we all have that story of grandma's house. This is true grandma's house horror stories. So, enjoy. It's a delay there, huh? So enjoy.
I am Farzana. I live in Bangladesh in the Sylhet district, and this happened when I was 10. At that time, I had a best friend whose name was Aliza. Her hometown was Dhaka. So, for her father's transfer, she had to leave Dhaka and come to Sylhet. We always went to school together by school bus and came home in the same way because our school was very far away from home. When I used to sit with her on the bus, she used to tell many ghost stories that happened in her grandma's house, but she didn't believe in those kinds of stories. Neither did I. They were just for fun. Anyway, when the winter vacation came, she decided to go to her grandma's house, whom she used to talk about. And she also insisted I come to her grandma's house. I asked permission from my parents, and when they allowed me, I started to pack clothes for a few days. Her grandma's house was situated in a village, but I don't remember the name. So sorry about that. When we arrived at the place, I saw a very big old house. At the back of the mansion, there were so many trees and different kinds of animals. It was like a jungle. Even farther away, there was a big cemetery. There were so many rooms inside the house, and there were so many people, too. When we arrived at the mansion, the grandma's family members welcomed us. They gave us a room for my friend and I to live in. There was a back door in our room which led to the jungle. Her mother said that we should not open it at night. I also listened to her. There was a break at the bottom of the door, like if there was someone on the outside, then we could see his or her feet. Anyway, because of tiredness, my friend and I slept instantly. But in the middle of the night, I woke up from the sound of an anklet, like someone wore the anklet on their feet and it made a sound. I said to myself, why would someone wear that type of anklet and make the sound? Suddenly, I noticed that there was someone at the door wearing anklets. I was going to open the door, but suddenly someone placed a hand on my back, and I saw that it was my friend. But she was so scared. I was going to ask what happened. Then she said that no one comes to this forest at daylight, and in the night it was forbidden. Then she asked who it was, and I pointed to the door. As soon as she saw that, she fainted on the spot from screaming. Because she screamed, all the people in the house woke up and came to our room. Then Grandma asked what happened. She told her all the things in a scared voice. All the people became shocked by hearing this, that she saw 2 feet which were cut and placed beside a body. I was shocked too, because I saw 2 feet wearing anklets. Then I said to them that I was going to open the door. Immediately after saying this, her mother hugged me with so much relief. Then I asked, what happened? Then Grandma said that they would tell us everything in the morning. They gave us another new room which had no windows or any back doors. There was just a big bed, a closet, and a table lamp. Elisa's mother slept with us that night, but I couldn't sleep that night because I was having nightmares about those feet. After waking up in the morning, I saw that the imam of a masjid had come. My friend had woken up already and was wearing a chain around her neck. After I came, he said to come and sit. So I sat with my friend, and he spelled some dua in silence and gave me a chain the same as my friend's. He said, you should wear this until you leave this place. Then I nodded okay. After he left the place, I asked my friend's grandma, sitting on another sofa, whose feet were those last night? Then she took a heavy breath and said, well, 30 years ago, this house was huge and empty. A few months after getting married, my mother-in-law died of a disease. She had a sweet teenager daughter and told us to take care of her. She was my sister-in-law, but I raised her up as my own child. She also used to love me so much. When she grew up, we married her off. But one day, she committed suicide and left a letter that her husband cheated on her with some women. After seeing this, I immediately told my husband and he reported it to the police. So, for burying her, I gave her a final bath and covered her with clean white clothes. All Muslims do before burying a corpse. After burying her in a graveyard, I immediately went to bed with tears and without eating dinner. My husband insisted I eat, but I couldn't. Then me and my husband went to bed. After sleeping for a few hours, I heard some noise like someone was digging. Then I woke my husband up and he too heard the same. Then my husband and I went towards the graveyard in the middle of the night. After reaching the graveyard, we saw something unexpected happen. There was a madman standing beside my sister-in-law's grave, and he took out the corpse from the soil. My husband shouted at him, asking what he was doing here. The man held an axe, and we thought that he would harm us by using the axe on us. Instead of harming us, he cut the corpse in half. I mean my sister-in-law's corpse. After seeing that, I screamed loudly and fainted on the ground. Then I don't know anything. When I woke up, it was already morning and I was laying in my bed. I saw that my 3 daughters and 2 sons were sobbing. Then I hugged them all and cried. I asked them where their father was. Then they said, in the graveyard. Then I asked what he was doing there. My eldest son said that he was burying his aunt's corpse with the imam of a masjid. Then I rushed out with my children and saw that my sister-in-law's legs were halfway removed from the body. I asked who the man was last night. My husband said that it was an old mad guy. When you fainted, I screamed very loud. Then all the people came and they took you in the house, and some guys and I ran to catch the guy. Fortunately, we caught the guy and handed him to police. Then police took him to a mental hospital, and the doctors found out that he was a psychopath. They instructed him to live in a mental hospital for life. Anyway, the imam said that she has committed suicide, so Allah will not accept her body in the grave. So every full moon night, she will come to the back of your house, and you should ignore her. I was so sad at hearing this, but I prayed to Allah that He forgive her and give a place to her. So for this, every full moon night, she appears by wearing an anklet because it was her favorite. But I ignore her because the imam says that's not the matter. Because if her husband had cheated on her, then she would have shared that with me, as I was very dear to her. So I would like to say that whenever you feel depressed, then you should share with your dear ones, but don't take suicide as a step. It will ruin your life and you will not be accepted by God. At her grandma's story, my friend was in tears. I was in tears too. Then I said not to cry, please. I tried to please her with my most affectionate words. Then I said to my friend's mom that I wanted to go. Then she said she had to go too. Honestly, after all this happening, I didn't want to stay there anymore. Anyway, after getting back to my home, I told everything to my parents, and they soothed my worries. It's been 4 years since this happened. I am now 14, and I still go to the same school with Eliza. Whenever we think about this story, we feel cold, even if it is summer.
Hey guys, I hope you all enjoyed that spooky animation. If you did, don't forget, give me one of them, please. And comment below and then subscribe. Why do I do that? I don't know, but I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.